Hello, and welcome to Millennial Chat. This is Aaliyah.
And this is Zitlalit, and we're bringing you the most controversial or trending topics.
In this video series, we'll be highlighting the minds of Latino millennials.
And for this episode, we will be talking about the difficulties of dating in this generation.
We will be hearing from our colleagues their personal perspectives on dating, whether you're a Gen Z or a millennial.
And also the pressures from home, which will we talk about with our
there's
colleagues
there's
today.
A lot.
There's a lot we're going to talk
so
about
much.
today. So shall we get to it?
Yes.
Should we present our colleagues?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Roll the clip.
I think it's too many distractions. I feel like older generations didn't have as many, resources or dating stuff as we do now.
I don't think we're losing the ability to fall in love. I think we're just making a choice if we want to be in a relationship or not.
I feel like the way humans communicate, especially us younger folk, has become much more rapid and advanced, and I think that kind of plays a role in, okay, this is too much at one time, or you can hop from one person to the other, one communication to the other. So I don't know.
Considering that we have the access to be able to utilize these social media platforms, we have literally an unlimited amount of people that we can choose to date or not to date.
Social media, you always want the best next thing, which is, I think that, in my opinion, I'm single, by the way, and I think that's what's been hard for this generation, because they're always looking for the next best thing.
I think there's just a lot of noise everywhere with social media, what you see other people doing, and then just noise from within your family sometimes, and all that kind of contributes to just, I don't know, you get in a relationship, you get out of a relationship, and there's just a lot of voices.
I've been with my boyfriend since I was 13 years old. So it's been about 9 years. But
9 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually slid into his DMs.
Oh,
I was bold.
Show me those tricks. I need that.
Meeting as many people as possible, and that involves dating a lot of people as well. And I think that lack of consistency is a trend that we're continuously seeing, because the communication aspect of dating has been taken out, which means the actual getting to be invested in someone and actually wanting to commit to someone is not as strong, because you're not really engaging with the person anymore.
I think it's hard to date in this generation because every generation that passes by gets more and more complicated to make human interaction with the growing use of social media and dating platforms that we were just speaking about earlier. Tinder, Bumble, I don't even know, there's probably 50 million more. Christian Mingle, yeah, all of those.
It's hard to date in today's generation because there's individuals that are selfish and they may perhaps not be truthful, and that can be very difficult to find. So if you do find somebody that's honest and pure with their emotions and their feelings, then you should find that person to be lucky.
Social media can take a toll on relationships. It's
Especially
different.
now, right?
Yeah, it's different.
Because I know a lot of couples right now that struggle all the time because of social media, because somebody is talking to somebody else and their partner doesn't like that, and then it's this whole not trusting your partner issue.
If you're dating someone that you like but then hit a bumpy road, you can easily cut them off and go to the next person, since there's so many options available to somebody.
I think we're just, in this day and age, focusing more on ourselves, which is something that we should do, right? Shouldn't be about finding someone. It'll come, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think that's necessarily wrong in terms of because you want to be independent, you want to be your own person. I think there's nothing wrong with that sort of attitude, but it's more of when you compare yourself to another person. I don't know, I feel like you compare yourself to your partner, and that happens sometimes.
For me, earlier in life, yes, but I think as our parents also mature with time, they've changed, and I think they don't put like as much pressure as like 10 years, 15 years ago. In my case, anyway.
My parents were very, get your education, become a professional, y todo tiene su tiempo. That's what they've always said to me. That means everything has its time for it to run its course, or for you to have a boyfriend and to get married and to have kids. So yes, they were very big on education and getting a good job, and then I can worry about that.
My parents weren't like that. They were like, live your life, get educated, and then like you can worry about that later on down the line. But now it's like, okay, I did it all, and now I'm like in my job, and they're kind of like, but are you gonna get married one day? Like, you do plan, right? And I'm like, no, you told me to live my best life, so here I am doing it.
Yeah, I think fortunately for me, I grew up with two parents that didn't really place a really big value on, like a traditional marriage and that sort of stuff. So I never felt that kind of pressure. I know it's different coming from my perspective, and everyone has a different take on it. The only pressure I have faced is my mom says she wants a grandchild, so I'll be giving you that, Mom. Not right now, but if you're watching this, the grandchild is on, not on its way.
He's working on it.
It's in its developmental stages. I still have to grow up first.
But I don't even have the like traditional pressures like that. Like my parents, for the most part, like I'm pretty sure anybody I've ever dated, my parents have never known about, and that's and that's not because I didn't tell them. That's just because like they wouldn't care either way who it was, because I don't know, they just respect my privacy up front. And my dad always tells me it's better that way, so I believe him.
For example, me personally, my mom didn't get married and start dating, I want to say, till she was in her 30s. So I never had any kind of pressure, I never really get asked other than like from tias, they're the only ones that ask. But within my like close like family, I never get like pressured. So I kind of look up to my mom in that way because, I don't know, she kind of lived her life and had a career. And then, she was like, okay, it's time. When she was like 34, I want to say.
My family was very traditional, especially from my grandparents' side. So they believe in, like not dating till a certain age. And they're kind of judgmental about the people that I let into the home and things like that. But they've been very respectful, and they still often, at least from my parents' side, they often ask like, oh, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have kids? And I'm not one to be quick on that. I don't think that there's any rush for something so big and important. My mother always tells me that it's a blessing to have a child, so that's why I don't think that it's something that should be rushed.
My parents to this day have never married, even though they've been together for, I want to say, about 25 years. The marriage is the symbolical, so is the symbolic part of wanting to spend your life with someone. I mean, I guess to use a modern term, if you just vibe with someone, or and sometimes kids are a large factor too. The story of my parents was that they came to this country together. They hardly dated in Mexico, but they, through coming here and through all of the hard steps, they met each other through that, and then they knew that meant that they were supposed to stay together for at least as long as they have.
I do think I grew up with my mom and dad teaching me the moral of finding someone who's gonna care for me the way I'd care for them, and having that equal balance. So I've always been able to never settle, really, and that's why I really don't try to put myself in a situation where I'm settling for someone else, especially in this day and age. We've all had our share of being ghosted and being cheated on virtually and all that. I've definitely had my share of people doing that, which it's never a good feeling, and you just gotta learn. It's only gonna get worse even when we have kids and yada yada. So yeah, I definitely think I was taught to really never settle, like I said, and just being able to find people who are not so invested in the social media, but really meeting me as a person and meeting me in person.
It's a lot dating in 2020, and it will
get harder.
It will get harder, yeah.
But I think love always wins. Honey. Thank you guys for watching this video. We would like to hear your feedback. Maybe any comments that you have, your opinion on this topic. I don't know if you disagree with anything, we would like to hear as well. So yeah.
We hope you enjoy our video, and we will be making more videos like this. Just if you have a topic, just comment down below, and make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms and visit our website, aldianews.com.
Yes, and in our social media, you can find us with it at Aldia News. So this is it for today. We'll see you next time. Bye.